Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker, kia ora tātou katoa e te whare, ki te minitau o ngā wānanga. Me auro ngā kuratini ki ēhea ture I mua I te whakapau I ngā rawa e kore nei e hiahiatia, ki ahei ai rātou ki te pupuri tonu I aua rawa. No te Karauna ngā rawa, ko rātou ngā kaitiaki kē. He whakahoki atu ki ngā iwi mō ngā kerēme whakataunga I te Treaty of Waitangi.
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, if a tertiary institution wants to dispose of surplus land that is in Crown title, then Māori interests in that land are considered through the existing protection mechanism and sites of significant processes. If all treaty settlements in the area have been completed, then it is considered through a right of first refusal process. These processes are managed by the Office for Treaty Settlements and are unchanged by the new policy regarding Crown assets in the tertiary sector. If a tertiary education institution wants to dispose of surplus land that it owns itself, it does not need to go through these processes, but it must honour any right of first refusal on the title of the land.
Ahei Harawira.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. What tertiary institutions have assets which have been identified as suitable to go to the for sale list, and what consultation has been undertaken with iwi about those assets?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, it is up to the institutions themselves to manage their assets, so there is no actual for sale list. I am advised, however, that the Universal College of Learning and Massey University have identified surplus Crown assets and are going through the disposal process. This disposal process includes consultation with iwi, as I stated in my answer to the primary question, over their interests in the land.
Ahei Harawira.
What consultation has been undertaken between the Crown and iwi about the plan recently agreed to by Cabinet to make it easier for tertiary institutions to sell their Crown-owned assets? And if none has been undertaken, how will iwi become involved in this process?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, the policy changes recently agreed by Cabinet are to provide certainty to the institution in terms of the process for government decision-making, not to make it easier. The policy change also clarifies the financial split that would take place between the Crown and the institution of any sale proceeds. We made these changes because previously such land disposals have been administered by the government in an ad hoc way. As outlined in the answer to the primary question, all existing consultation processes with iwi regarding land disposals remain unchanged.
The Honourable Marion Street.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. Given his recent influence over tūhoi negotiations, can he advise the House of the state of play of Te Tau Ihu treaty settlement negotiations insofar as they impact upon land and properties currently occupied by the Nelson Marlborough Institute of Technology?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I reject the assertion made by the member at the outset of a question.
Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
I know you have some leniency now, Mr. Speaker, to using a why, what or how to start a question, and I accept your ruling on that, but it gets very tough when a member asking a question makes a controversial statement given that and involves the Minister and then goes on to ask a question when it's actually putting a controversial statement into the Hansard.
Speaking to the point of order, the Honourable Darren Hughes.
Just for the flow of the House's business, it might be easier if my colleague restated the question without the original assertion and the Minister could answer that.
Order, nice try, but and I apologise to the House that I was perhaps remiss there. What we saw happen, though, which is not a bad remedy, is the Minister flatly rejected the assertion the member had made and gave no further answer. Under those circumstances, I'm not going to allow the member to repeat the question. The penalty is when a member makes that kind of statement, either I intervene or they don't get their question answered. And in this case, they didn't get their question answered, and that's where it remains. Question number 7. The